Hey everyone, let's talk about early voting in this presidential election. This is from the Daily Mail. Kamala Harris surges ahead of Donald Trump in early voting. Early voting has kicked off in multiple states across the country. With less than 3 weeks to go before Election Day, Democrats are surging ahead when it comes to casting their ballots early in the 2024 election. More than 8 million people have already voted either early in person or by absentee ballot, according to tracking by Target Smart. That includes more than 4.5 million Democrats who have cast ballots, more than 1 million more than the 3.1 million Republicans who have cast ballots early, according to the modeling. Another 740,000 early voters are not with either party. It also breaks down to more than 4.4 million women who have already voted, compared to more than 3.7 million men nationally. That is going to definitely favor the Democrats because women tend to favor the Democrats, and men are becoming more and more partisan to the Republican Party as a lot of new data on the gender gap is starting to show. The data comes as Democrats have been more likely to cast ballots early or by mail in the past, as former President Trump has criticized it in the past. But Republican Party officials have been pushing GOP voters to cast ballots in any way they can, including taking advantage of early voting options. Yeah, so this is one of those areas where there's some tension between Trump and the rest of the Republican Party. It's kind of interesting. Remember how in 2020 he was just savaging mail-in voting, and probably dissuaded some of his voters from actually voting for him by mail? Um, Kind of a self-destructive move. Democrats are currently outpacing Republicans when it comes to early and absentee voting in the 7 key battleground states that will likely decide the election. More than 2.6 million ballots have been cast in the swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Of those, more than 1.4 million were cast by Democrats, while just over 964,000 were cast by Republicans. Another 250,000 unaffiliated voters have also cast ballots in the battleground states. However, when it comes to the breakdown in party affiliation with those who have voted as of Friday based on the state, the results are much more mixed. Republicans currently lead in early and absentee voting in Arizona, Georgia, and Nevada, the model shows, but Democrats are ahead in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Those are some states that it's good to be ahead in, by the way, especially Pennsylvania. In Arizona, data shows Republicans have cast 87,000 ballots as of Friday, while Democrats have cast 67,000 ballots. Another 6,900 unaffiliated voters have also cast ballots. The breakdown between identifiable men and women voters was nearly split. In Georgia, where early in-person voting smashed records when it kicked off this week, more than 292,000 Republicans have cast ballots, while 283,000 Democrats have. Some 28,000 unaffiliated voters have also voted already. The number of women voting early in Georgia has outpaced the number of men by more than 25,000 as of Friday. Good sign for the Democrats. Meanwhile, early in-person voting in Michigan kicks off next week, but some 855,000 people have already submitted ballots. Democrats cast 467,000 of them, while Republicans have 305,000, the tracking shows. In Nevada, early in-person voting begins on Saturday, October 19th. That's today. But the state began mailing ballots earlier this week. More than 8,400 people have voted so far. The breakdown includes more than 5,700 GOP ballots and 2,300 ballots from Democrats. North Carolina mail-in voting has been underway for weeks, but early in-person voting is also officially underway. The state broke records with more than 350,000 people casting ballots on the first day of early in-person voting on Thursday. According to the data provided by the state, more than 428,000 people have now cast ballots in the state. That includes more than 156,000 Democrats, 142,000 Republicans, and more than 127,000 unaffiliated voters, who make up the largest percentage of registered voters in the state. At the same time, more than 669,000 people have voted in the crucial state of Pennsylvania. And when it comes to early voting, Democrats there have surged ahead as well. Very, very promising sign. More than 461,000 of the ballots already cast in Pennsylvania were by Democrats, while Republicans have cast just 193,000. Wow. Women in the state are also leading the charge, with more than 55% of the ballots cast in the Keystone State being done so by women so far, only 43% being cast by men, the modeling finds. In Wisconsin, my home state and the swing state, early in-person voting kicks off on October 22nd, but at least 281,000 people have already been able to vote. Democrats outpaced Republicans, who already voted 2-1, with 112,000 ballots from Democrats and just 53,000 from Republicans. However, the vast majority of ballots submitted in Wisconsin, more than 115,000, came from voters in the state who were not identified as Democrats or Republicans. Okay, so let's just stop there. This is pretty interesting. These are promising signs. I mean, it's just the early voting. This isn't, the full on like election day results coming in here, but it's good stuff for Democrats. Obviously, Democrats tend to vote early more often, so it can only take you so far. We'll see the Republicans probably do a little bit better come November 5th with the in-person voting on the same day. But yeah, let me know what you think about these swing states. Let me know who you think might win who. The Pennsylvania thing is really interesting. But yeah, I just thought I would provide a good update. As always, if you like this video or you found it interesting or insightful, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much for watching. I look forward to providing a lot more 2024 election content, and I will speak to you in the next video.